Good morning and welcome back to another vlog. You'll have to excuse the sound of the washing machine in the background, but my HelloFresh order has just arrived. Now, I don't usually get HelloFresh. I usually do all my food shopping at Aldi, which makes it even cheaper. The reason I've got HelloFresh is because they sent me an email and a letter with a discount code. I'm a sucker for a discount code, so my next 4 HelloFresh boxes have discounts applied to them, so I thought I'd give them another go. This isn't sponsored, by the way. I've paid for this, they've not sent it to me. I'm not paid to speak about it. I just thought, if you have never heard of them before, which, let's face it, probably everybody has by now, I do have a link which I'll pop down below if anybody's interested, because I think it gets you money off and it gets me money off as well. So it's like a little win-win. They arrive at the door and I've completely forgotten which recipes I've ordered, so we're going to open it up and have a look. So the one I've got is a box for 4 people and 2 meals a week. So in this box is 2 separate meals basically for 4 people. It arrives via DPD. They usually send you an email with a time slot. Mine was an hour's time slot. Let's see what I've ordered. So I got a Middle Eastern style lamb stew with couscous and roasted carrot. The good thing about these boxes is that it makes you try things that you would not necessarily make yourself. It gives you a list of all the ingredients that they've sent to you, and then on the back is a really easy to follow recipe card. The only things you ever really need to add are just things like water or oil. Yeah, I've had these before, dead easy to make. And you also get to keep these recipe cards as well. Do you know, if you want to maybe go shopping for your own ingredients one week and make it again. And the second one is super fast Thai inspired pork noodles, and again this is the ingredients that they send through. A picture of the finished thing, and again the how-to on the back. So each recipe card has a number on the top, so these noodles are number 11, so I know in this box there will be all numbered up. So this is number 11. I know this is my ingredients for my noodles. Number 15 are my other ingredients for my stew, and they've all just fallen out the bag. So this is pretty much what it looks like. So we have some random dried prunes. We have our carrots. You get literally everything, all your sauces, all measured and weighed out, ready to go. Onion, little pack of cumin, and then in these bags is your chilled items. So it comes in this, I don't know, it's like insulated stuff, foamy stuff that keeps everything nice and cold, and you just pop it in the fridge ready for your meal. So we're going to have one of these tonight and one of them tomorrow night. So yeah, it's not an ad or anything, I just thought I would let you know just in case it comes in handy for you. There is a link in the description which will get you some money off. I think roughly with the discount that I used, it worked out at almost £3 a serving. Like £2 something to £3 per serving. And like I said, it makes you eat things that you don't usually go for. But I'm holding the camera this morning. I've lost my little tripod-y thing. I think I've left it at the studio, or possibly in the car. But I'm struggling a little bit this morning. I have a very sensitive mouth. So if you've been following my ongoing tooth journey of trying to get my teeth fixed for 2022, it was initially discussed that I was going to have crowns, have the veneers. I've got 3 veneers on the front. They're going to be taken off and replaced with crowns, as well as a few other crowns, to make them all look the same. Before we do that, they suggested whitening, so that when they come to do the crowns, they can colour the crowns to the new whitened teeth. So I'm currently on a home whitening kit. It takes about 2 weeks, but the trays that you put in your mouth are kind of like little covers for your teeth that you snap in. It's cutting into my gum. I've got like a line and it just keeps bleeding where it's cutting into my gum, and it's one of them, the more you wear it and the more you put it in, the worse it gets, to the point where I'm wincing trying to put it in. So I've got a very delicate mouth today, sore gum, very sensitive teeth because apparently it makes your teeth very sensitive. So I'm on sensitive toothpaste as well. So I may have to just ring the dentist for some advice on what to do with this gum tray, or the teeth tray that I put in, because it's essentially cutting my gum. But that's where we're at with that. And I'm just doing a little bit of cake purchasing today. I've got a cake this week that I can make with what I've already got, but I've just come across a cutter that will make it so much easier. So I'm going to see if I can find it from anybody who can get it here on time. Oh, and I have some footage, cake delivery footage. So what you missed last week when I wasn't vlogging is 2 wedding cakes. The first cake was made for a Star Trek fan and a librarian. So we mixed the 2 themes together. I colour-coded the books in the colours of the Star Trek uniforms, and also gave the books, 2 of the books, like Star Trek names, and the centre book was one of the bride's favourite books, and also some library slips on there as well with names of her other favourite books on. Their pet dog and ladybirds, because they had the theme of ladybirds for their day, it was on their invite. And of course we added blue lights as well for the warp core. We delivered this to Chatsworth House, and I wish I had Googled it prior to setting off, because I've been to venues all up and down the UK. I have been to castles, I have been to working men's clubs, I have been everywhere. And as we started pulling into Chatsworth House following the signs, it was literally like pulling up to Downton Abbey. It was this huge, massive, big manor house with tons of rooms, very popular. There was lots of people there on the day. Both me and Adam felt very underdressed. A bit posh, it was lovely, but we felt underdressed, and we just dropped the cake off, set it up. And it was really lovely because the staff, at places like this, you don't expect them to be very geeky because they're all very posh. And as I placed the cake on the table, there were a couple of blokes there who must have been part of like the events team who were getting very excited at the fact that it was a Star Trek cake and that it lit up. So that was just lovely, because they were just as excited about the cake as the couple were. And then they were really looking forward to the wedding. They were like, are they going to dress up in Star Trek outfits? But before we came back, because it was like a 2 and a bit hour drive, we had a quick look around the gift shop before we came home again. I would have loved to have stopped and looked at more stuff, but I had to get back because I had the second wedding cake to make. Now, I didn't finish this until 3 o'clock in the morning, just like the good old days. I just reverted straight back into the good old days of stopping up till 2, 3 o'clock in the morning to finish cake, because it had lots of figures on it, and as you know, I don't make anything in advance. And we delivered that one locally, thank goodness, to the old mill. Now, I didn't get any footage of this because they weren't ready for me. They were still serving the guests breakfasts because it was a hotel. So they just had me put it in a storage in its box, and they were going to set it up later. So I have no footage of that one. But it was labyrinth inspired down the front, very white on white to make it look like a wedding cake, because the bride said, like, the groom wanted lots of 80s stuff, but the bride was like, I don't want it to look like a birthday cake. So we did the half and half. So we had a very wedding-y look down the front and then all 80s on the back. So we designed white on white labyrinth for the front, which included the worms on the top, the famous quote. And I did originally design this with peaches. I thought I was really clever. I designed it with like peaches and foliage because there is peaches in the film. But then they swapped the peaches out for sunflowers because I didn't realise that their flower was the sunflower for the day. So we added sunflowers there, and then round the back we had Jareth with Gizmo, Johnny Five from Short Circuit, and on the bottom was the Back to the Future dashboard with important dates to them. So like the date they met, the date they got engaged, and the date they got married. And then finished off with some more labyrinth details on the board. So yeah, that's what you missed last week. I didn't film any of those as tutorials because, like I said, I was up until 3 o'clock in the morning. If I had done any as tutorials, I wouldn't have probably made it. It would have probably been 6 o'clock in the morning. But I did, however, take some pictures of the maze design on the bottom tier and uploaded a pictorial to the Brigade. So all that's open to every tier, of the Brigade. Anyone from teacups, sugar lumps, cupcakes and cherries, they all have access to that. So if you were thinking of joining, please do. It's up on my website. I will leave, it's always linked in the description box, to join the Brigade, and it's predominantly a Facebook group now. So you just pay for whichever tier you want, you get added to the Facebook group, and you've got access to the pictorial for that, and there's an exclusive tutorial in there on a carousel cake as well as all the other perks that you get depending on which tier you're in. But I'm going to go now, I've waffled on. I'm going to purchase one of these cutters. Good morning, I'm just waiting for my ganache to set up a little bit. I've just made it. But this is the cutters that I bought the other day. I got these on Amazon. They did sell them in obviously all the cake places, but Amazon gave me a free trial of Amazon Prime so I could get them super quick, which is what I needed. So I bought the large geometric multi-cutter for the puzzle design. So basically it's jigsaw pieces. Now I have a silver jigsaw piece cutter, which I could have done with, could have like made my cake with, but it's only one at a time, cutting one at a time, and this is just going to make it so much quicker because I can cut loads of pieces all from one piece of paste. So the design isn't like this. I'm not going to put them all together. They're all kind of like random on top of each other, but I'm going to film it as a tutorial. So you'll see that either it's already gone up or you'll see that coming soon. But also I just wanted to chat about these boards. So we know it's been hard to get hold of cake drums. We used to use the heavy duty cake drums that were kind of like compacted card, and these are the new ones now. They're the lightweight, super light, I'm assuming the kind of like hollow ones. And I bought a pack, and I usually put them in this cupboard down here, and they wouldn't fit, they wouldn't all fit because I stacked them all flat on top of each other like this. So what I decided to do is, like I used to do with my other heavy duty ones, is just put them on their side and like put them down the side of the cupboard like that. And yeah, can't really do that with these lightweight ones because they turn into bananas, and there's no way of flattening that back out. It just keeps popping up. So word of warning, these new lightweight ones, do not stack them on their sides, stack them nice and flat. But whilst I've got you as well, I have another arrival, and I just wanted to give a massive shout out to Laser Cupboard. I found some really good suppliers lately, nice and reliable, and I have different suppliers for different things. And Laser Cupboard is fab at doing these embossers, and not only does she do the embossers, but she does cutters to match, which I think makes everything so much simpler and quicker. So this is a custom one. I'm not sure if this is available in her shop because I sent over the artwork to her of what I wanted. So I designed the You Are My Father for Father's Day because I have some little Darth Vader heads that I made the other week. and I bought it for my chocolate slab. So this is going to be the message on the chocolate bar, "You are my father." And then I designed a cutter, so instead of it just being like a boring rectangle, I designed it that it had like sloping sides. So obviously you make your impression and then you use your cutter to cut it out, and it will be that shape. It's a little bit more interesting than a rectangle. But yeah, I want to give her a huge shout out. She's helped me with plenty of my other chocolate bars. I always get the embossers from my Christmas range, because I like to try and offer something that nobody else has got. So as far as I'm aware, I'm the only one with this so far. I don't know whether she's going to add this to her shop or not, but go and check her out anyway, because she already has lots of other Father's Day designs ready to go, ready to buy. And they do amazing impressions. If you look back at my Christmas ones, a lot of those was from Laser Cupboard as well. So that is her website there at the bottom, and she's also on Etsy, which is where I found her. But I'm about to start filling and stacking my cake now. I'm just going to wait for my ganache to cool down a little bit, and then I'm going to crack on. This is where I'm up to so far. Filled, ganached, covered, stacked. I'm going to let it set and finish decorating it tomorrow. It should all be completely finished tomorrow. And I also cut out some of my plaques. So this is what they look like once they've been embossed and cut out. I just need to give them a quick dust over once they're dry with a dry brush to get that icing sugar off. But I've cut a few out so I can trial them on some chocolate bars tomorrow if I've got time. You might not be able to see because it doesn't focus very well, but I've got a little friend in the studio today, which has absolutely baffled me because I never ever open my windows. They're pretty much sealed shut, to be honest, when they got painted. I don't open them, none of them are open, my door isn't open. And he's just randomly appeared from nowhere. But I have noticed when I'm sat at my desk on my computer, you get the odd wasp flying past the window, so I'm assuming there's maybe a nest somewhere outside this window. I maybe see like 2 wasps a day, but that's like only when I'm sat on my desk. I'm obviously working over in the kitchen in other times, so I have absolutely no idea how he's gotten in. But as you know, wasps and sugar and cakes and things definitely do not mix. I'm finally done at 2 o'clock. Lots of jigsaw pieces. This tutorial is either up now or coming soon, but I just need to finish boxing it up. It's being collected tomorrow for Sunday, but the brief was different blues and greens and silvers. Just sat at my desk finishing a few things up, and you can see there's a little wasp sat outside on the window bottom, and there was one just sat on this white, I think it's an aircon unit, just sitting on this corner here. It's disappeared, and I keep watching to see where they're going, but I have no idea how they're getting in. We haven't been on another walk since we got lost in Wales, so we thought we'd try a nice and easy one this morning. It is Sunday. We are in Pendle, which is famous for the Pendle witches. I tried to do a little bit of research, so I'm not actually clued up on the whole Pendle witches story. But I've got no internet up here because it's like in the middle of nowhere. But I think we can see Pendle Hill just behind us up there across the reservoir. But we're not actually going to do the Pendle Hill walk, we're just doing a circular loop around the Pendle area, and I think you come across one of the witches' statues a bit near the end of the walk. But I found a website called lancashirewalks.co.uk. There is one called .com as well, but we're using the one that's .co.uk. And the walk shows you the circular loop on a map, but it also shows you pictures, more importantly, of the bits you're looking for along the way, so there's no chance we can get lost on this one. It literally says like turn right, and it shows you a picture of what the road looks like. So we're not going to get lost on this one, hopefully. And it's roughly an hour and a half to 2 hours walk. But it's a nice warm day, it's not going to rain. Kai's miles ahead. We didn't do much yesterday. We went to Bury. Abby went to a musical theatre club, and we nipped into Bury because Kai wanted to collect his Whitney Houston pop from Smith's. So we did that, got home and watched a couple of films. The first one was Hotel Transylvania 4 because I've got the Prime, the Amazon Prime
free trial that I've got. We've only got it for 7 days, so we're trying to make the most of it. And we watched Hotel Transylvania 4, and it is really rubbish. We liked all the other ones, but the 4th one is awful. And then after that, I wanted to watch a horror film, and nobody in the family ever wants to watch a horror film with me. So Adam didn't watch it, he read his book, Abby went to bed, and me and Kai watched The Conjuring. I have seen it before, but it's been such a long time that I couldn't really remember what happened, so we watched that. It was roughly about midnight, weren't it, when we went to bed? And yeah, thought we'd finish off the weekend with a walk. We've come across Alice, one of the witches who was hanged, even though she pleaded not guilty, said she wasn't a witch, like the rest of the other ones. I think Abby looked it up, and I think, was there 11 or 12? 12. 12 witches, and all of them were found guilty apart from one. It's Monday again, which means it's the start of another week already. We got in from our walk, we had the champion tea of chicken nuggets, chips and beans. We watched a little bit of Netflix, The Worst Roommates Ever. I think there's only about 4 episodes. And today is a new day. I have a very busy day today. I am editing this vlog, editing the cake tutorial that you've seen in this vlog. I have emails to do, I have home insurance to sort out because that needs renewing. Same with our Virgin Media / broadband TV package is coming to an end, so I need to sort that out. And we're going to watch Downton Abbey tonight. So as you know, if you are a long time vlog watcher, Adam is a big fan of Downton Abbey. We have seen every single episode and the first film, and they've brought out a second film which has just been released in cinemas. As we are O2 customers with our phones, you get little perks being an O2 customer, which means free cinema tickets. So we managed to snag 2 cinema tickets last week that you can use on either a Sunday or a Monday, so we decided to use them tonight to go watch Downton Abbey. The kids are not interested at all, so it's just me and Adam. I think we might sneak in some McDonald's chicken nuggets for supper. And my HelloFresh box arrived today, so I've got another 2 meals this week. We are on beef noodles and some sort of sweet potato and chicken stew. Again, if you are interested in the HelloFresh, there will be a link below in the description box. I will also link the walk website if any of you want to tackle some of those. I think there's only a few on there at the minute, but at least the pictures do not get you lost. We didn't get lost one little bit, and we did the whole loop. But I'm going to go, we're not far off 2 o'clock. I'm going to make myself another brew and then crack on and carry on with the editing. And I will see you again in a couple of weeks.